Here's a bunch of cards. We'll assume that the cards were shuffled and that the cards were selected, and sometimes somebody could use what I call the Zola method, where they take the card after the seven, and that the seven is the indicator card until they fill the whole bottom row and they get the first 12 cards on the bottom. And that would be the four cards in the first row, the second, and the third row. So the first 12 cards would be chosen by the seven as an indicator card. And on the second round, you just put the cards down as they lay. And the one you put down over the first one, as an example, in the top left is the eight of hearts, and the king is on top of it because it went on physically on top of it. And next to it is a king of clubs, and the seven went on top. So the seven always can be the second card, but never the first one. It can be a top card, but not a bottom card. Now, if we look at this layout, we have six hearts, we have six diamonds, seven clubs, and five spades. So that would indicate that a lot of business activity would be personally on the person's mind. There's 10 people. That's a lot of people. There should be, let's say, 6 people would be normal. So the person deals with a lot of people, and there's 6 males and 4 female cards. So it's good to know what you're dealing with, when it comes to card evaluation. So it's good to know how many diamonds, clubs, hearts, which way the reading goes. Now, we have some double cards. There's 2 kings on top, one by the 8 of hearts and one by the 7 of clubs. Now, the 7 of clubs right below that is the 7 of spades, which indicates a change in plans with a lot of delays. Now, we also look at the bottom right. We have a 8 of diamonds and a ace of diamonds, and right above that is the ace of spades. So that would indicate an indecision about a change in place. 2 aces aside each other, and when they're alternating color, it's a confusion about whether somebody wants to change a location or whether they want to fix up a location, how they feel about it. Now, the 2 kings on the top left is by the 8 of hearts and the 7 of clubs is either a legal matter or an insurance matter, some important papers, or it could actually be dealing with a lawyer-like person, a lawyer, or actually a cop or a policeman. We look in the first column at the top left, and help or consideration seems to come from a male, M-A-L-E, in one day, week, or month, because it's in the first column. Next to it, in the second column, 2 days, weeks, or months, or within 2 months, there's a lot of delays around a legal or an insurance or whatever matter. It could be important papers. Sometimes that could be the sale of something as well, which would wind up with a legal contract. I'm giving you points on how to do a reading. Now, in the third column on the top, you have a young male and something that the person wants. The wish card, the 9 of hearts, is there. There's a little concern for what the person wants, because right below it is an 8 of spades, which is an unfriendly card. But still getting something that they want in 3 days, weeks, or months. In the fourth column, which is the fourth upper column, you have 2 males that appear in the reading here. Now, they're not related. They don't have the same suit of cards. So they'll be important because they appear in the reading. In the fifth column, which is the 9 of diamonds and the 10 of clubs, some extra money comes in as a result of some kind of a work or a business problem. And because the king's right above the 10 of clubs, it could be a legal issue or a compensation issue or something like that in regards to an employment situation. Usually, extra money has something to do with money beyond working and making a normal wage or coming in through a person's regular occupation. It's usually extra in some way, whether it's insurance, inheritance, or unexpected money. Now, in the sixth column, we have a queen of clubs and a seven of spades. Now, because there's a seven of hearts right below that, the seven of spades is kind of like neutralized a little bit. There'll be a change in personal plans, and it somehow concerns a female, but the plans will have the same effect as one before. In other words, because there's a seven of clubs above that, which affects it, and a seven of hearts above it, there's a lot of changes in plans. First, the plans were delayed, and then they finally come off, because the seven of hearts on the bottom nullifies it. Now, in the seventh place, there's a ten of hearts and an eight of spades, and the ten of hearts means a bright future, and the eight of spades means some kind of a threat or a concern, so some threat to a future plan. And remember that eight of spades is right below the nine of hearts, which I said was something that somebody wants, but there's an obstacle there somewhere. Getting something they want, but there's some opposition. Now, in the eighth spot, you have the ace of spade and the queen of spade. Some gossip or rumor going on. And again, remember, there's two aces there. There's an undecided change in place or location going on. And right under the female is some kind of money card. It could be it's a female that deals with finances in some way or works around finances. In the ninth spot, which is to the far left bottom, we have the ace of clubs and a queen of diamonds. There's a marriage card, which is indicated by the ace of clubs. It could be either a marriage or some kind of party gathering or get-together. And you notice right to the right of the queen of diamonds is a jack of diamonds, so there's some relative involved in that because it's the same suit. In the 10th spot, you have that jack of diamonds and seven of hearts. So there's a change in plans. But look right above it. There's that neutral change in plans that affected a couple of different areas. So it affects the jack of diamonds as well as the queen of clubs right above it. Now, in the 11th spot, it says for sure. Nine of clubs means for sure. It's a very neutral card. And it says for sure there'll be some male there and something interesting, or else he wouldn't appear in the reading at all. Now, in the 12th spot, we're looking at receiving some kind of a gift or payment and some kind of news or message which the ace of diamonds brings. But again, there's some undecided change of place or location or deciding if they want to go somewhere. So I hope this would give some insight as to the general propensities of a card reading.